Hello, this is our intermediate algebra course, and today we're going to talk about section 6.6, rational equations and problem solving. But first, try to find the answer to this riddle. If one cat can catch 3 mice in 3 minutes, how long will it take 10 cats to catch 30 mice? So what do you think will be the answer? Maybe you have to use multiplication because we're going to have more cats, or we need to use division because we're also going to have more mice. So what do you think? How can we calculate? How can we find out the answer to this riddle? Okay, the first thing we're going to see today is how to solve formulas for a different variable. On the first example, we have 1 over w equals 1 over s plus 1 over p. You see, this is a literal equation that we call because we just have variables, we don't have lots of numbers. It's like a formula. And what's interesting about this example is we already have 1 over w, and we need to find w. W equals to something, right? The expression using S and P. But the 1 over W, to find W, you just have to apply the reciprocal. Reciprocal is 1 over 1 over W. And this allows us to flip W over 1 equals to W. That's what we're going to do, okay? We will use the reciprocal. So let's bring the equation we are working. 1 over W equals 1 over S plus 1 over P. We can write, since they are the same, they are equals, we can write the reciprocal like this. 1 over 1 over W equals 1 over 1 over S plus 1 over P. Okay. On this side, look, we have the reciprocal of 1 over W. This is equals to W. And on this side, we need before applying the reciprocal, we need to find what is 1 over S plus 1 over P. So let's find here the least common denominator. As an easy one to find between S and P is S times P. And we can manage to, let me erase this, okay. We can manage to find the result of this addition, only the addition. Okay, we need SP on the bottom, right? So multiply S times P to have SP, and multiply on the top 1 times P. We need SP, so multiply S times P, and on the top 1 times S. Okay, so we will have, that's going to be equals to 1 over P over SP plus S over SP. We have the same denominator, 1 over P, same denominator SP, P plus S. And now, okay, we have the reciprocal, this means the reciprocal of P plus S over SP. You just have to flip this to find the reciprocal. That's equals SP over P plus S. So the answer is W equals SP over P plus S, or S plus P. That is the final answer. Okay, another example. Solve the equation for M. Is another equation. equals 9 over 4m plus 19, and we have to isolate m, right? We have to isolate the variable m. What we're going to do is basically apply addition property of equality, multiplication property of equality. We don't need to, we can work with this coefficient that's a fraction, I think. We don't need to remove this fraction right now. Look, first let's remove this 19 from here because we don't want anything nearby m. Cancel out. R minus 19 equals 9 over 4m. And now multiplication property of equality, multiply both sides by the reciprocal of the coefficient of m. This fraction, multiply both sides times 4 over 9. Okay, 4 over 9. This cancels. And finally, we have the answer. M equals 4 over 9 R minus 19. That's the final answer. Okay? Nice. Going back. Next objective, solve number problems by writing equations containing rational expressions. We will translate a word problem like this one. The quotient of a number and 9 times its reciprocal is 1. Find the number. This is a straightforward translation, right? So a number, how can we represent a number that we don't know? We will use x. The quotient of what kind of operation is quotient? Yes, division. And 9 times its reciprocal. 9 times the reciprocal of x. We're talking a lot about reciprocal. Reciprocal of x is 1 over x, right? This is what means reciprocal, 1 over x. And let's use a parenthesis here because we have to work this one first before dividing. S equals to 1. Now we have the equation. We can solve x, keep the division, by 9 times 1, 9 over x. Remember, this is 9 over 1. And the multiplication is 9 times 1, 1 times x, 9 over x. Okay, equals to 1. Division of fractions. We don't have a fraction, but we always can write as a fraction. X over 1 divided by 9 over x. Change, flip. Keep the first, x over 1. Change the division into multiplication and flip the second. X over 9 equals 1. And finally, we multiply across, multiply numerators and denominators. Oops, go back. X times x, x squared over 1 times 9, 9 equals 1. In this case, we have to apply multiplication property of equality. Multiply both sides by 9. So we can cancel. X squared equals 9. We have, when we have a square on the variable, usually we will find two solutions. Think about two numbers. The multiplied is by itself equals to 9. Of course, one number is x equals 3. 3 times 3, 9, right? Or another number, another possible solution is x equals, what is the other number that multiplied by itself is equals to 9? Positive 9. Yes, negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 3 is also positive 9. We will have two solutions. Check, substitute the solution into the original equation, this one here, and then we will confirm that they are good solutions. The missing number is 3 or negative 3. Okay, moving on, solving problems modeled by proportions. Let's go to the first example. Let's say we have, that's an interesting question. If a person weighs 170 pounds here on Earth, and if the same person goes to Mars, the gravity in Mars is weaker. So the person will weigh 65 pounds. Okay. How much does a 9,000 pound satellite, 9,000 pounds is on Earth, will weigh on Mars? That is the question. We're gonna write, let's draw a simple table here. This is on Mars and on Earth. Okay. And this is going to be a person and the satellite. The person weighs on Earth 170 and on Mars 65 pounds. The satellite weighs 9,000 pounds on Earth, and how much on Mars? We don't know, right? We don't know. But we will have a ratio here and the same ratio there. We have a proportion. We can write 170 over 65 equals to 9,000 over x. To find the answer, solve this equation, we can apply cross product because the proportion. Only apply cross product in proportions if we have a fraction equals to another fraction. Okay, don't apply cross product, sorry, in other situations. 170x equals 65 times 9,000. Okay, now use your calculator. We have to divide both sides by 170, right? And then type 65 times 9,000 divided by 170. X equals, let's round to the nearest pounds, 3,441 pounds. That's the answer. Okay, now another situation. Solving problems about work. Look at this example. An experienced roofer can roof a house in 26 hours. A beginner needs 39 hours to do the same job. How long will it take if the two roofers work together? Take some time trying to understand how to start solving this problem. If you realize something will be very easy to solve it. Look, the experienced roofer spends 26 hours, is quicker, right? And the beginners needs 39 hours, takes longer. If they work together, we expect the work to be done in, what do you think, more than 26 hours or less than 26 hours? Of course, if the beginner helps, the experienced roofer is going to be less, right? Will take less than 26 hours, will be quicker. And let's think something here. If the experienced roofer work alone, he will complete, let's say, this amount of roof in 1 hour. If the beginner work alone, of course, he will complete less of the roof. We can represent these areas here that they complete in 1 hour As a fraction, the experienced roofer will complete in 1 hour 1 over 26 of the roof, right? This is the fraction of the roof that he will complete. And the beginner roofer will complete this area here that will represent a fraction 1 over 39 of the whole roof. And think, if they spend the experience, if they spend 26 hours, he will complete the whole roof in 26 hours. If the beginners spend 39 hours, he will complete the whole roof in 39 hours. Okay, if they work together, let's look only at the blue house. They are working together here at this blue house. If they work together, they will complete this, the experienced roofer, plus this, which is the work of the beginner. That represents 1 over 26 plus 1 over 39. That's how much of the whole roof they will complete working together. And to find the time they need to spend, if you multiply this times the time, you're gonna have the whole roof. Now I think we have our equation. Look, divide both sides by t, then you have 1 over 26 plus 1 over 39 equals 1 over t. Solve when we have the equation. Everything is easier because we just need to follow the steps to solve it, right? So first, let's find the least common denominator. Let's use the method of finding the least common denominator between 26, 39, and t. What's going to be the least common denominator? Well, let's break down. 26 is equals 2 times 13. 39 equals 3 times 13. And t equals t, right? T equals t. The unique factors, you can see, we need the 2 is one unique factor. We need 13 is repeated, we don't need to repeat. And we have the 3, of course, the 3, and t. Those are all the unique factors. The least common denominator equals to 78t. Now multiply each one of these fractions by the least common denominator, plus 1 over 39 equals 1 over t, right? Let me erase all this. We already know that the least common denominator is 78t. So multiply each one by 78t. Okay. And simplify. Simplify when possible. Times 1. Look, 78 divided by 26 is going to be 3t. 78 divided by 39 is 2t. And t divided by t, this is equal 78. 5t equals 78. T equals, and you're going to use your calculator, and you're going to find the answer 15.8. 26.6 hours. And that is what we expected, right? Because we want to be less than 26 hours. Okay, 15.6 hours is the time they will take to finish the whole roof working together. Another kind of word problem that we can find is about distance, rate, and time. Look at this example. The speed of the lazy river's current is 5 miles per hour. A boat travels 20 miles downstream in the same time as traveling 10 miles upstream. Find the speed of the boat in still water. Still water means with no current, not being affected by the current. Again, reread the problem, understand what's being asked and all the information that the question is giving you. We can draw kind of a picture so we can understand it better. Let's say this is the lazy river, right? This is the lazy river, and we are going, the stream is going, let's say this way. The stream is 5 miles per hour. And first the boat travels 20 miles downstream. That means the stream is helping the boat, right? The boat is going this way, downstream. And let's say the boat has a rate R. We don't know yet. And in this situation, the boat will travel 20 miles. Now let's draw another picture. Again, this is the lazy river, and the stream is still going this way, 5 miles per hour. But this time the boat is going upstream against the stream. And let's say the rate is R, because the boat travels, find the speed of the boat. That means we are assuming the boat travels at the same rate, the engine propelling the boat at the same rate. But then the boat just moves 10 miles. Why we have this difference? This is 20 miles, this is 10 miles. Why do we have this difference? Well, of course, because of the stream. The boat has the same power going downstream, going upstream. The power of the boat is the same, right? But the stream in this situation is helping, and in this case here, the stream is holding the boat back, is not helping at all. We need a formula to solve this, and I'm gonna give you any formula that you need will be given. Distance equals rate times time. We know the time spent is going to be the same, right? So let's change this formula a little bit. Divide both sides by R, and you have time equals rate over, distance over rate. Divide both sides by R. Okay, distance over rate. And remember, this rate here is the total rate. Let's make this a total rate. The total rate is a combination of the rate of the boat, and the stream. If the boat is going downstream, the time is equals distance. What's the distance downstream? 20 miles over the total rate. In this case, the total rate is going to be R plus 5, right? And upstream, time equals distance, 10, over total rate. In this case, see the string is not helping, is holding back, so R minus 5. We have the same time, so we will have a proportion, 20 over R plus 5 equals 10 over R minus 5. Now you can solve this proportion by cross multiplying, and you will be able to find the answer. Let's write down here the cross multiplication. 20 times R minus 5 equals 10 times R plus 5. Apply distributive property. Now we have the equation. We have the translation, the equation that translates the problem, and we can solve using the steps, right? Apply distributive property. Check if you need to combine like terms. Plus 15. We don't have anything to combine. Oops, yeah. So apply addition property of equality. So let's add 100 on both sides and subtract 10R on both sides. And finally, we will have 20R minus 10R, 10R equals 50 plus 100, 150. This cancels. Divide both sides by 10. R equals 150 over 10 equals 15. And this is going to be miles per hour. The final answer, check. Always check. And we will see 15 works. And you can be confident to say the speed of the boat in still water with no string will be 15 miles per hour. Nice. We finished section 6.6. What about our challenge? Do you have an answer to the challenge? If one cat can catch 3 mice in 3 minutes, how long will it take 10 cats to catch 30 mice? Well, we can think, we can use some common sense and find the answer, or we can use math. Look, this is ratio. One cat catches 3 mice in 3 minutes. And the ratio 10 cats over 30 mice will be the same, right? The ratio is the same. The ratio is the same. If we have the same ratio, we will have the same time. Remember the last question we worked with the boat. Same ratio, same time. So the time 10 cats will take to catch 30 mice will be 3 minutes. 3 minutes is the right answer. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next meeting.